she is. Seems she has become boxed in by a plethora of trailers, but that's okay, we'll drag her out. Looks like we got a flat here. These old bead locks don't seal like they're supposed to. But that's probably due to the fact that I keep using silicone to seal them. See if we get her to fire for us. Nothing. Nothing. Damn. All right, let's pop the hood and see if we can get her to jump off. All right, now a very large engine requires very large jumper cables. That's a joke in case you're wondering. Let's check the oil before we do anything. Oh yeah. That's only about 20 races old. That's why we're changing it. All right, let's see if I can get her to do something. All right, what do you say we get some air in this tire and make her move first? All right, now we're going to fill our tank up with air here. Now this one doesn't have a good working gauge on it, so what you want to do is just fill it up with air until it sounds like it's going to explode. All right, that sounds like impending death. See if I can squeeze in back here. Try not to get bit by no rattlesnakes. Oh yeah. Nope. There we go. There we go. Now we're cooking. I don't hear any air leaking. Call it good. All right, let's hop in and take it around front. Well, looks like we're going to have to yank the battery out and chuck it on the tender. Now, as with any battery you're trying to bring up from being completely dead, you don't want to offer it the whole kitchen right off the bat. You want to kind of sneak it in there, a little taste off the buffet. I like to start her off slow, around 10 amps. Not too slow. I don't want to go for the 2. I'll go for the 10. And, you know, just sit there and Probably give it about an hour or so and we'll come back and see what she looks like. All right, we're gonna get the oil changed on the old girl here. I want to start off by recommending a Wix filter if you're gonna change your oil. Anything else, you might as well just take an empty bean can, stuff it full of paper towels, and duct tape it to the block. Oil of choice today is some Rotella 1540. Like my friend off of Vice Grip Garage says, it's got all the good dinosaur vitamins in it. So let's get to cracking. The tools I'm going to be using today is a 16mm wrench for the oil drain plug and my bare hands, hopefully, for the oil filter. All right, this one's pretty easy to get to up top. Who put this on here? Oh yeah, it was me. All right, plan B. The tools I'm going to be using today are a 16mm wrench and an oil filter wrench. Round two. Oh, there she went. All right. Works every time. There she blows. Now you want to make sure to take your filter, a little bit of oil. I just like to prime it and take some of that oil and just rub her in, keep that gasket from sticking. Let's see if we can get it in there. There she blows. All right, let's get the drain plug off. See if I can slide on it. Here now. You know, there's a lift here that I could probably use, but I'm already committed. That's not supposed to get tighter. Oh man, why am I doing it like this? Got the hole out of there. Doesn't taste too bad. Definitely time to change it though. Now for extra longevity, before I put the drain plug back on, I'm gonna take some of this oil and flush it through. Make sure I get all the oil all over the valve cover. I'm gonna go get a funnel. All right, well, didn't want to spend all day looking for a funnel, so we'll try it again. That's better. All right. Now we're just gonna let that run out the bottom, and that'll flush out any pieces of piston I might have left in there from the last race. All right, now that I've burned a few calories getting the drain plug back on, let's go ahead and throw some oil in there. Look at that form. Oh, that's great. There we go. Check the old dipper stick. She's a little overfilled, but that'll account for the blow-by. Once we get out to the track, she'll equalize back down. All right, let's get the battery back in her. Hopefully she's charged up enough to make it run. and check our charging system. Get my old battery tied down, 5,000. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's fire her up, see if she does something. Alright, now what I'm doing here is checking to see if it's got somewhere between 13.8 and 14.1 volts. Anything lower than that, you might be in trouble. Alright, putting out 14.4. I'll call that good. Alright, now that we're in the cockpit of this mean machine, give you a breakdown on the launch procedure. This one here is our power, ignition, starter, fans, and the VTEC switch. So let's get her fired up. Go ahead and give her some fans. Boy, she's way down on power. We gotta get that figured out. All right, folks, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this portion of the video. She's still hesitating and down on power. I don't know what that's about. Of course, she's had a good run. So maybe tomorrow it's just time to feed her all the hot dogs and just send her to pasture. We'll see what happens. Oh yeah, baby, there's Talladega. That's where babies are made. All right, we've made it out to Talladega short track, which is my home track. We're gonna run a couple laps and see if we can keep the motor under the hood where it's supposed to be. All right, seeing as this is an improvised car, we have an improvised switch for the VTEC over here on a toggle. This cheap $5 switch is obviously no good, so I'm gonna replace it with another cheap $5 switch. And we're gonna make a couple laps and see if we can keep it together. And I seem to have forgotten my tools, so I had to buy some tools. Because who brings tools to the racetrack? I sure don't.
Blasphemy.
Also, who wraps tools like this? What is this? They literally made the tool where you can't use the Phillips head.
To go on the other side?
No, I just tried it on the other side. Oh, there it goes. One way. Okay, so red is on.
What?
Take spade connectors.
Oh no.
My life. Improvising. This is what happens when you forget your tools. The switch I bought takes a spade connector. The switch I'm replacing takes a different connector. So I had to improvise and cut the wires. And I'm just going to loop it through the hole here. Tie it in a knot and pray it works. It's not the first time I've done this.
Do as he says, not as he does.
Only do this in an emergency. Or if you just don't feel like doing it the right way. And this is how I'm separating the wires. Get out of there. There's another one. All right. Oh, this is so redneck.
Your caption on your page should be, I am a professional, but I don't do things professionally.
That sums it up. All right, so the toggle switch I did didn't work. So I just ended up using the old one again. Off is now on for some reason. But I think it'll work. Let's watch some of the big boys do practice laps. So how many people did I fog out?
Only all of them.
Was it pretty bad?
Could have been worse.
It's definitely down on power.
Yeah. The VTEC do okay?
But hey, the pistons are still in it.
Whoa! Success.
She's only idling at like 5 pounds of oil pressure, but that'll be okay. We'll just throw a higher weight oil in there.
There you go.
Alright, that wraps it up for this episode of Mentor's Motors. Brought old Rice Pudding out to Talladega short track. She did okay. Could be better. But hey, the pistons stayed where they were supposed to be. And I got to share a track with Red Farmer. This man is 88 years old and still out here every weekend slinging dirt. If you haven't been out here, you're missing out.